Hare Krishna. Let us understand Bhagavad Gita as it is, written by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Bhagavad Gita has 18 chapters. So let us understand these chapters section by section. Before we begin the discussion, let us offer our prayers to our spiritual master, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada and Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Today we will be understanding the second section of the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Second section is from Shloka number 12 to Shloka number 42. This section is entitled The Opulences and Glories of Lord Krishna. So let us understand this section. When Arjuna heard how Krishna is the source of everything and how intelligent people who understand that Krishna is everything worship him with all love and devotion, and how Krishna reciprocates with them, Arjuna, he declares, he accepts that Krishna is the supreme. Let us understand that in this section. Arjuna says, Arjuna Vacha Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adidevam Ajam Vibhum Ahustvam Rishayas Sarve Devarshiv Naradas Asito Devalo Vyasaha Swayam Chaiva Bravishime. Arjuna said, You are the Supreme Brahman, the ultimate, the supreme abode and purifier, the absolute truth and the eternal divine person. You are the primal God, transcendental and original, and you are the unborn and all-pervading beauty. All the great sages such as Narada, Asita, Devala and Vyasa proclaim this of you, and now you yourself are declaring it to me. So Arjuna, he accepts all that Krishna had said in the previous section as truth, and he declares that Krishna is the Param Brahma, he is the Supreme Lord, Supreme Absolute Truth. He is the Supreme Abode, he is the Supreme Purifier. And he says that great sages, great authorities in spiritual science such as Narada, Asita, Devala and Vyasa, they all have accepted you as the Supreme, and now you yourself are declaring it to me. So Arjuna is happy to accept Krishna as the Supreme Lord. So further Arjuna says, Sarvam etadritam manye yanmam vadasi keshava Nahite Bhagavan Vyaktim Vidur Devana Danava. O Krishna, I totally accept as truth all that you have told me. Neither the gods nor demons, O Lord, know the personality. So it is not so easy to understand and accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Here clearly Arjuna is telling that Nahite Bhagavan Vyaktim Vidur Devana Danava. To understand that God is a person, transcendental person, is not easy. Mental speculators, those who want to understand the origin of everything through their own limited understanding, through their mental speculations and intellectual and logical analysis, it is difficult to understand the origin, the absolute truth. But it is easy to understand Krishna when we hear about him from Krishna himself and from the Vedic literatures as explained by pure devotees. Unless we approach a pure devotee of Krishna, we cannot understand Krishna. So this is the way to know the origin of everything. We have to approach Krishna and his pure devotees. Otherwise, with our own limited mental and intellectual abilities, we cannot know the truth. We will only be hovering on our own limited understanding. So here, Arjuna is accepting everything Krishna has told as truth, and is also telling that neither the gods and the demons understand your personality. So that is the highest supreme position of Krishna. It's not easy to understand Krishna, even by the Devatas. Therefore, devotees of Krishna are even above the Devatas. So we can understand how great are the pure devotees of Krishna, like Narada Muni, Asita, Devala, Vyasa. They all have accepted Krishna as the Supreme, and Arjuna is also accepting Krishna as the Supreme Lord. So further Arjuna says, Swayamevatmanatmanam vedhatvam purushottama bhuta bhavana bhutesha deva deva jagatpate. Indeed, you alone know yourself by your own potencies. O origin of all, Lord of all beings, God of gods, O Supreme Person, Lord of the universe. So, no one can understand Krishna completely. Krishna alone knows his own self. No one else can understand Krishna. Krishna's expansion, Anantadeva, he is glorifying Krishna with his unlimited hoods, with unlimited mouths. Anantadeva has unlimited hoods with unlimited mouths. So he is going on glorifying Krishna and his glories through his unlimited mouths, and still he has not reached the end of Krishna's glories. So Krishna is so great that he himself is unable to describe his glories completely. That means that when Anantadeva describes the glories of Krishna, Krishna's glory would have increased. And further, when Anantadeva describes those increased glories, further the glories of Krishna increases. So in this way, Krishna and his potencies is ever increasing. Therefore, it is limitless. So further, Arjuna says, Vaktum arhasya sheshena divya hyatma vibhutayaha yabhir vibhutibir lokan imam svam vyapya tishtasi. Please tell me in detail of your divine powers by which you pervade all these worlds and abide in them. Katham vidyamaham yogim stvam sada parichintayan keshu keshu cha bhaveshu chintyosi bhagavan maya. How should I meditate on you? In what various forms are you to be contemplated, O blessed Lord? Actually, Arjuna, he is Gudakesha. He has conquered ignorance. He is in complete knowledge that Krishna is the supreme absolute truth. But for an ordinary conditioned soul to understand Krishna is not easy. So for our sake, Arjuna is asking Krishna how we can meditate on him in this material world, how Krishna has pervaded in this material creation. So Arjuna is asking Krishna to explain these things. So Arjuna is telling, Vistarenatmano yogam vibhutim cha janardana bhuyah kathaya triptirhi shrunvato nasti me mritam. Tell me again in detail, O Janardana, Krishna, of your mighty potencies and glories, for I never tire of hearing your ambrosial words. So here Arjuna is expressing his desire to hear from Krishna about his own glories, and Krishna's glories are so sweet, so nice that Arjuna is telling, I never tired of hearing your glories. It's just like nectar, it's just like Amrita. So he is requesting Krishna to narrate about his glories. Now Krishna narrates his glories. So Krishna says, Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Hantate Kathaishyami Divya Hyatma Vibhutaya Pradhanyata Kuru Shrestha Nastyanto Vistarasya Me. The Blessed Lord said, yes, I will tell you of my splendorous manifestations, but only of those which are prominent. O Arjuna, for my opulence is limitless. So Krishna is limitless, his opulences are limitless. So here Krishna says that I will mention a few of them which are prominent. Now you hear from me. So now Krishna describes his opulences. Krishna says, Ahamatma Gudakesha Sarva Bhutashaya Sthitaha Ahamadishcha Madhyamcha Bhutanamanta Evacha. I am the Self, O Gudakesha, seated in the hearts of all creatures. I am the beginning, the middle, and the end of all beings. So Krishna, he is the cause of this entire material creation. He lies in the causal ocean as Mahavishnu, and through his nostrils, through the pores of his skin, innumerable universes emanate through his breathing and through the pores of his skin. In each and every universe, Mahavishnu, he enters into each and every universe, and there he appears as Garbhodaka Shai Vishnu and lays down there on Ananta Shesha, and he fills the universe first with ocean and then in Garbhodaka ocean, and then on that Garbhodaka ocean, Krishna's own expansion, Ananta Deva, he forms a serpentine bed for him, and the Lord appears there as Garbhodaka Shai Vishnu. From Garbhodaka Shai Vishnu's navel, a lotus appears, and then in that lotus, the first living being of that universe, Lord Brahma, is born. Lord Brahma helps Lord Vishnu in creation, material creation. So within the stem of the lotus, 14 planetary systems are created, and all those conditioned souls who wanted to enjoy materially, they're all provided material bodies through the agency of Lord Brahma. First of all, Brahma creates various children with his mind and with other parts of his body, and he orders them to produce progeny of where 84 lakh species, so that all the souls who wanted to enjoy in different ways, they may be provided with material bodies to enjoy. And the Lord enters into the hearts of every living being as Kshirodaka Shai Vishnu, as the Paramatma, the super soul in the heart. And then at the end of the complete destruction, all the universes are inhaled into the transcendental body of the Lord. So right from the creation, maintenance of the universe and destruction, the Lord is always involved. So therefore here Krishna is telling, Aham Adishcha Madhyamcha Bhutanam Anta Evacha. Aham Atma Gudakesha Sarva Bhutashaya Sthitaha. So, O Gudakesha, Arjuna here is addressed as Gudakesha because Arjuna is in complete knowledge, he has conquered ignorance. But for our sake, Arjuna has asked this question and Krishna is replying. So, the Lord is seated in the hearts of every living being, and he is overseeing everything from the beginning, in the middle and in the end. That means creation, maintenance and destruction is all under the control of the Supreme Lord Krishna himself. Further, Krishna says, Adityanamaham Vishnur Jyotisham Raviram Shuman Marichir Marutamasmi Nakshatranamaham Shashi. Of the Adityas, I am Vishnu. Of lights, I am the radiant sun. I am Marichi of Maruts. And among the stars, I am the moon. So Adityanam Aham Vishnu. Aditi and Kashyapa are the parents of the Devatas. So Aditi had many children, they are all called Adityas. Among them, the Lord appeared as Vamana Deva. So he is the representative of all the Adityas. So here Lord is telling, Adityanam aham Vishnu. Among all the Adityas, among all the sons of Aditi, Lord Vamana Deva is the chief. Further, he says that Jyotisham Raviramshuman, among all the luminary objects in this universe, Sun is the chief luminary object. Marichir Marutam Asmi, among the Maruts, Marichi is the chief who represents Krishna, and Nakshatrana Maham Shashi. At night in the sky when we see, there are innumerable stars, but the moon is most prominent, which represents Lord Krishna. So further, Krishna says, Vedanam sama vedosmi devanam asmi vasavaha indriyanam manaschasmi bhutanam asmi chetana. Of the Vedas, I am the Samaveda. Of the demigods, I am Indra. Of the senses, I am the mind. And in the living beings, I am the living force, knowledge. So clearly Krishna is telling, among all the Vedas, Samaveda is the chief, which represents the Supreme Lord. And among the Devatas, the demigods, Indra is the chief, who represents Krishna. And among the senses, mind is the chief, because from the mind, through the mind, we can control all the senses. And in the living beings, Bhutanam Asmi Chetana, among the living beings, the living force or knowledge is most prominent. Without knowledge, we cannot live. So therefore, Krishna is describing his glories here. Rudranam Shankarashchasmi Vittesho Yaksharakshasam Vasunam Pavakaschasmi Meru Shikharinamaham. Of all the Rudras, I am Lord Shiva. Of the Yakshas and Rakshasas, I am Lord of Wealth Kuvera. Of the Vasus, I am Fire Agni. And of the mountains, I am Meru. So clearly, very nicely, Krishna is telling, Rudranam Shankarashchasmi. There are many Rudras who destroy this whole universe at the time of destruction. Among all the Rudras, Shankara, Lord Shiva, he is the chief, he represents Lord Krishna. And of the Yakshas and Rakshasas, Kuvera, who is the chief, who is in charge of wealth, he represents Krishna. And of the Vasus, fire god represents Krishna, who is the chief. And among all the mountains, Mount Meru is considered the chief mountain because it is rich with all natural resource. And further, Krishna says, Purodhasam cha mukhyam mam vidhi partha brahaspatim senanina mahanskandaha sarasamasmi sagaraha. Of priests, O Arjuna, know me to be the chief Brihaspati, the lord of devotion. Of generals, I am Skanda, the lord of war. And of bodies of water, I am the ocean. So Indra is the chief demigod in the heavenly planets, and he reigns Indra Loka. Brihaspati is Indra's priest. Therefore, Brihaspati is the chief among all the priests. Purodhasam cha mukhyam mam vidhi partha Brihaspatim. And then Senanina maham Skandaha. Among generals, Skanda, the son of Lord Shiva, and Parvati, he is the chief general. And Sarasam Asmi Sagaraha. Among the bodies of water, ocean is considered to be the chief because it is vast. It represents Krishna's greatness. Further, Krishna says, Maharshinam Bhruguraham Giram Asmyekam Aksharam Yajnanam Japa Yajñosmi Sthavaranam Himalaya. Of the great sages, I am Bhrugu. Of vibrations, I am the transcendental Om. Of sacrifices, I am the chanting of the holy names, Japa. And of the immovable things, I am the Himalayas. So here, very nicely, Krishna is telling that Maharshinam Bhruguraham. There are many sages who appeared from Lord Brahma. Among all the sons of Brahma, Bhrugu is considered the chief. And then among the transcendental vibrations in the Vedas, Omkara is the chief. So Omkara represents Lord Krishna. Among all the sacrifices, chanting the holy names of Krishna, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is most sublime. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. In chanting the holy names of Krishna, there is no need of any arrangement. It is purest. There is, in performing fire sacrifices, sometimes animals are offered. There is some violence there. But in this chanting of the holy names, there is no violence. It is pure. Anyone can chant anywhere and at any time. There are no rules and regulations. So it is the chief of all sacrifices. And among the immovable things, Himalayas represents Krishna because the Himalayan mountains are always fixed. So further Krishna says, Ashvatha sarva vrikshanam devarshinam cha naradaha gandharvanam chitrarathaha siddhanam kapilo munihi. Of all trees, I am the holy fig tree, and amongst sages and demigods, I am Narada. Of the singers of the gods, Gandharvas, I am Chitraratha. And among perfected beings, I am the sage Kapila. Further, Krishna says, Uchchaishravasam ashvanam vidhimam amrutodbhavam airavatam gajendranam naranam cha naradhipam. Of horses, know me to be Uchchaishrava, who rose out of the ocean, born of the elixir of immortality. Of lordly elephants, I am Airavata, and among men, I am the monarch. Further, Krishna says, Ayudhanamaham vajram dhenunam asmi kamadhuk prajanashchasmi kandarpaha sarpanam asmi vasukihi. Of weapons, I am the thunderbolt. Among cows, I am the Surabhi, givers of abundant milk. Of procreators, I am Kandarpa, the god of love, and of serpents, I am Vasuki, the chief. Further, Krishna says, Anantaschasmi naganam varuno yadasamaham pitrunam aryama chasmi yamah samyamatamaham. Of the celestial naga snakes, I am Ananta. Of the aquatic deities, I am Varuna. Of departed ancestors, I am Aryama. And among the dispensers of law, I am Yama, Lord of Death. Then, Prahladashchasmi daityanam kalah kalayatamaham mriganam cha mrigendroham vainateyascha pakshinam. Among the Daitya demons, I am the devoted Prahlada. Among subduers, I am Time. Among the beasts, I am the lion. And among birds, I am Garuda, the feathered carrier of Vishnu. So further Krishna says, Pavanah pavatam asmi Rama shastrabhritamaham Jashanam akarashchasmi Srotasam asmi Jahnavi. Of purifiers, I am the wind. Of the wielders of weapon, I am Rama. Of fishes, I am the shark. And of the flowing rivers, I am the Ganges. Sarganamaadirantascha madhyam chaivaham arjuna adhyatma vidya vidyanam vadaha pravadatamaham. Of all creations, I am the beginning and the end, and also the middle. O Arjuna, of all sciences, I am the spiritual science of the self, and among logicians, I am the conclusive truth. Aksharanamakarosmi dvandva samasikasya cha ahamevakshaya kalo dhataham vishvato mukha. Of letters, I am the letter A, and among compounds, I am the dual word. I am also inexhaustible time, and of creators, I am Brahma, whose manifold faces turn everywhere. Further Krishna says, Mrutyuh sarvaharashchaham udbhavascha bhavishyatam Kirti Shrirvakcha Narinam Smritir Medhadhati Kshama. I am all devouring death, and I am the generator of all things yet to be. Among women, I am fame, fortune, speech, memory, intelligence, faithfulness, and patience. Brihatsama tathasamnam Gayatri chandasamaham Masanam margashirshoham Ritunam kusumakaraha. Of hymns, I am the Brihatsama, sung to the Lord Indra. Of poetry, I am the Gayatri verse, sung daily by Brahmanas. Of months, I am the November and December, and of seasons, I am flower-bearing spring. So we surround the glories of Lord Krishna. Further, Krishna says, Dyutam chalayatam-asmi tejas tejasvinamaham jayosmi vyavasayosmi sattvam sattvavatamaham. I am also the gambling of cheats, and of the splendid I am splendor. I am victory, I am adventure, and I am the strength of the strong. Vrishninam vasudevosmi pandavanam dhananjayah muninam apyaham vyasaha kavinam ushana kavihi. Of the descendants of Vrishni, I am Vasudeva, and of the Pandavas, I am Arjuna. Of the sages, I am Vyasa, and among the great thinkers, I am Ushana. Dandodamayatam-asmi nitirasmi jigishatam maunam chaivasmi guhyanam jnanam jnanavatamaham. Among punishments, I am the rod of chastisement, and of those who seek victory, I am morality. Of secret things, I am silence, and of the wise, I am wisdom. Yachapi sarva bhutanam bijam tadaham arjuna na tadasti vina yatsyan maya bhutam characharam. Furthermore, O Arjuna, I am the generating seed of all existences. There is no being, moving or unmoving, that can exist without me. Nantosti mama divyanam vibhutinam parantapa yeshatu deshatah prokto vibhuter vistaro maya. O mighty conqueror of enemies, there is no end to my divine manifestations. What I have spoken to you is but a mere indication of my infinite opulences. So Krishna's opulences are infinite. So Krishna has mentioned only a few of them. So Krishna is telling, Yad yad vibhuti mat sattvam shrimat urjitameva va tattadeva vagachatvam mama tejomsha sambhavam. Know that all beautiful, glorious and mighty creations spring from but a spark of my splendor. So whatever beautiful and great and glorious things that we see around, they're all actually springing from Krishna's spark of his splendor. So we can just imagine how great is Krishna. So Krishna is concluding, Athava bahunaitena kimnyatena tavarjuna Vishtabhyaham idam kritsnam ekam shena sthito jagat. But what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe. So Krishna is concluding that with this single fragment of himself, Krishna is pervading the entire universe. So Krishna is unlimited, his glories are unlimited. No one can understand Krishna completely. Just for our sake, to get an idea, to get an understanding of how great Krishna is, Krishna has mentioned few of his opulences. So understanding these opulences are very important for us, so that we can firmly become fixed up in our devotion towards Lord Krishna and return back to Krishna. So thus ends the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. In the next section, we will understand the 11th chapter. Hare Krishna.